Hello all, Jamie Rodgers here from Creative Expressions with a top tip using peel-offs as stencils. Now this is a technique I come up with many moons ago, to be honest. I'm sure I weren't the first to invent it, but I personally haven't seen anyone else do it at the time I come up with it. And I did this when we come out with our lovely metallic gilding polishes at Shimmer, and I found that worked really well. But today I wanted to share this with you with lots of different products, so we're going to just have a bit of a playtime really. So I've taken my peel-off, I've popped it down onto a piece of bright white foundations card, and at the moment I'm bringing in some distress oxides, and I'm using shaded lilac, scattered straw and cracked pistachio. When we peel that sticker back off of the top of the card, you can see we have got some really clean, crisp lines. Now the sticker itself, you can pop that onto the top of a sheet. Now the sheet I'm using is the piece that you pull away from a self-adhesive sheet. That's sort of like the topping of your foam tape or your double-sided tape. If you pop them onto that, it will stay non-stick, and you can then remove them and reuse them as many times as you wish to. The whole time your peel off is keeping it stick, so it will hold down to the card you wish to stencil onto. For the next one, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in another one of our designs. We're going to stick it down onto some black card, and we are going to use some Cosmic Shimmer Gilded Touch. Now this is a water-based gilding wax. We've done quite a few videos on these now. These are so much fun, and these are good for working with this technique too. I'm going to be using Indulgent Red, Golden Bronze, Tarnished Gold and Rose Gold, but with 10 different colours and obviously so many different peel-off designs. You could be colouring these for any season, reason and theme that you might wish to get you all throughout the year. Now all I'm using is just my fingertip here to brush this over the top, making sure not to lift up the peel-off in any areas, which is quite easy because they do bond down quite nicely. Now with these colours you can blend them quite nicely and actually sort of create different ombre effects with them if you'd prefer, if your sticker design leads you to that idea, or you could go in and highlight certain areas. They're also water based, so you could mix them down with some water and paint in areas if you would prefer. All I'm going to do there is just carry on with my finger, rub this all the way across the top, and then I'm going to reveal that effect. Now the nice bit with this is because it's a slightly thicker medium than an ink, around the areas of the peel off it's going to build up slightly more, and you're going to get some really nice effects where it sort of lightens down into the middles of your shapes and is a little bit heavier around the walls of the peel off. Again, we can store that peel off so we can come back to it at a later date, just again on top of the removed part of a self-adhesive sheet. Now I love the lines with peel-offs and the chains and the links and all the bits like that. You could be using any of these for this next one. All I'm going to do is bring in some standard gold lines, and I'm just going to place them randomly across a piece of bright white card, just making up a really modern background. I'm then going to bring in some mica inks. Now these are designed by Wendy Vecchi and brought to us through Ranger. These are an incredible dye ink that can be blended out. They're also really crisp for stamping as well, and they're quite inexpensive. They're an ink I really like actually, and I'm going to use a Vasen Creative blending brush to just blend these across over the top of my peel off lines on that white foundations card. And this time I'm using colours of Forget Me Not, Garden Patina and Poppy in the Make Art collection. Now these are really lovely because, as I say, they do blend. You can match them together quite nicely, so I'm just going to blend them through, making up my background before removing those lines once again. Now once again, just like all of the others, those lines can be stored and you can repeat this in many times if you'd like to. You can also make up different backgrounds now by removing them, replacing them back onto your project, and then colouring again to get different levels of colour in different places, which could look really cool too. So we'll peel these ones off, we'll stick them back onto that self-adhesive topper sheet, and you can see the effect that we've created just with those lines. Now of course you could achieve this with masking tape as well, but it's quite nice to have such a thin, delicate line, and as I said, use your chains and your ropes and your bits like that. Now this is where I first discovered this technique, the next technique we're going to do. We're going to bring in a fan peel off. Now I'm going to be honest, you're probably watching me with this knife thinking, why is he using a knife to do that? I'm in my studio and I didn't bring a pokey tool. I know, what a nana. So instead I'm using my knife and I'm just going ahead very carefully trying to pick out the bits that have got stuck into the peel off. Now I'm going to use some metallic gilding polish, and this one is the ocean teal colour, and all I'm using is the applicator that comes nested in the top of the product, and I'm just sort of stippling it down over the top of the peel off. Now with this peel off you could build up bigger backgrounds, and we're going to do that for our next demo, but you could take the same peel off and reapply it in different areas and then stipple over the top of it to create even more of a background instead of just one crisp image. Of course, with all of the different polish types we do at Cosmic like shimmer. That could be a match-up polish, a neon polish, an opal polish. You could have a whole field day with different polishes and types that you could create really cool backgrounds with. Now I mentioned we could do bigger areas, so this time I'm going to take the 3 main focal pictures off of my peel off and stick them onto some bright white card. Now they're all the same image, so again you could achieve this by just using the same image and moving it around several times if you would prefer, instead of using all 3 at once. Now we have them placed down, I'm going to take some lunar paste and I'm going to be using 2 different colours. We're going to be using Moonlight Gold and Stellar Jade, and I'm going to apply these using a Vasson Creative blending brush. Now these are a texture paste and they're a bit more of a gluey medium, so make sure if you do this technique with a blending brush that you do get that into water as soon as possible, and make sure that the texture paste doesn't dry on the bristles, because I don't want to damage any of your products. Now with these I'm just going to blend them over the top. Lunar paste has really large shards of mica in the top, in the actual product, so it's going to give you a really shiny effect once created. Now these blend perfectly once again, and they do come in quite a variation of colours. So although I've gone for this lovely Stellar Jade and our lovely Moonlight Gold, you could of course be creating all different under the sea colours, or different Christmas scenes maybe, or galactical themes, whatever you wish to, depending on the peel off stickers you are using at the moment. Now again, we can take our excess, we can put that back into the jar, so we're using as small amount as possible, and then we can peel those stickers back off the top of the cardstock, again placing them down onto one of our lids from our self-adhesive sheet so that they're ready to use once again. Those sheets as well also come off of the top of our self-adhesive magnetic sheets, so there are many ways you can get hold of these if you don't already have some in your stash that you've been saving or holding on to. Personally, I absolutely love these and use them for a whole multitude of reasons, but this is one of my good ones to use them for, is actually storing my peel off so I can use them again at a later date. Just saves lining them up and trying to put them back on the sheet. Now as you can see, we have that full-on mica finish, we've got that lovely blended background. Doesn't that look impressive? Now when we bring back in just a few of the bits we've done, you can see some real variations in this technique. All of the products we've been using, such as the lunar paste, the polishes, etc., are available from all good Creative Expressions stockists worldwide. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.